is that you don't have to necessarily do law or do political science or something to be able to express yourself. No matter what your field or work of life is, you should be able at any time to give your opinions and do whatever it is that you think makes it necessary. So please, can we clap for our final debaters? In a second, I'm going to be calling up the first speaker to start. Please just give me a minute.
On Twitter, for example, it is capable of generating posts, moderating content, and influencing conversations, all independent. Thus, in marshalling my point, I have inked my argument on three main pillars. Dangerous accountability gap. When harm occurs, the law asks two fundamental questions. Who could have reasonably foreseen the consequence, and who was in the position to prevent it? Hence, our courts are naturally inclined to hold software developers, hardware manufacturers, or system owners accountable when AI software goes rogue. But this is an outdated solution for a radically new problem. Anyone who has an in-depth understanding of AI would understand that AI evolves, it adapts, and is capable of making decisions that even the creator cannot predict. And that is why Ugo Pagolo, professor of jurisprudence at the University of Turin, explained that deep machine learning algorithm challenges the law because they are unpredictable, opaque, and increasingly autonomous. These traits clash with legal reasoning on causation, fault, and liability. Ladies and gentlemen, Barau is a metaphor for all AI agents because they are autonomous entities that learn independently beyond their initial programming, operate beyond direct human control, and have the capability based on their own evolving interpretation on what is best. Therefore, blaming developers where AI causes harm is tantamount to arresting a parent for the crimes committed by their adult child. Worse, if we punish developers too harshly, we risk stifling AI innovation completely. Judges, if AI can make decisions that impact life, then it must be bound by the laws that protect life. Furthermore, legal recognition of AI agents, regulation and ethical AI development. If we fail to recognize AI growing power, we may soon find ourselves not just at the mercy of rogue AI like Barau, but with no legal safeguard to hold it accountable when it goes rogue. Granting AI legal personhood will force AI agents to comply with existing regulation, just as companies must meet certain legal requirements before operation. AI agents will need to adhere to data protection laws, content moderation guidelines, and strict compliance check.
Will face greater risks of job displacement on social media. AI agents, AI virtual influencers, which are powered by deepfake technology, are already competing with human influencers on social media. Because Forbes reported on October 18, 2022, that virtual influencers like Lil Michaela have already worked with big brands like Prada, Balmain, and Samsung, proving that companies are willing to invest in AI personalities over real people. So if AI agents are treated as legal entities, businesses will now be incentivized to replace human content creators and social media managers with AI agents, because after all, they do not require salaries, benefits, or labor protections. And then it will no longer be a shock if businesses now prefer to pick AI wasabi over Lai wasabi. And as a result, social media will be flooded with AI-generated content, which makes it difficult to distinguish between human voices and artificial ones. And social media, which is supposed to be a platform for human expression and employment, now becomes a place where AI dominates engagement and reduces opportunities for human creators. Ladies and gentlemen, let us call a spade a spade. AI is a tool. It may be smart, but it lacks consciousness, intent, and moral reasoning. And so we should not consider the idea of granting AI agents legal status, because that idea is flawed and should not come close to law. Thank you.
Time's up.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent speaks as if the only purpose of law is to catch criminals and lock them up. But we are not in an action movie. This is real world. And in the real world, And in the real world is about preventing harm before it happens. The goal of legal accountability is to make sure that every entity, human or machine, thinks twice before causing chaos. And if AI wreaks havoc unchecked, then we must hold it accountable. Otherwise, we are not building intelligence systems, we are building digital outlaws with diplomatic immunity. Also, my opponent argued that AI isn't human, and so why should it be legally accountable? Well, guess what? Neither is Coca Cola, Google, or the entire banking industry. Yet, they are recognized as legal entities held responsible for their actions, and they can be fined, sued, or even dissolved. My opponent is essentially arguing that we should treat AI as a ghost. You can see the effects, but you can't hold it accountable. AI should be regulated like a corporation with proper oversight, financial liability, and operational restrictions. We can set clear guidelines to prevent AI from acting recklessly. Because right now, if the digital equivalent, because right now, AI is actually the digital equivalent of a reckless billionaire with no taxes, no regulation, and no consequences. And that, my friends, is absolutely dangerous. Thank you.
1 minute and 6 seconds. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I find it rather amusing that my opponent is an expert in law, but his arguments are so full of flaws. The first thing, he said his major point or the crux of his entire argument is that giving AI rights would enable us to hold it accountable. But now the question is, let's even assume that we could hold AI accountable. So what are we going to do? Are we going to imprison it? It has no physical form. Are we going to send it to what kind of punishment can we give it? There is no reasonable punishment you can give. The worst you would do is shut it down. But that doesn't even affect it because AI has no personal feelings. It's not like humans that can be deterred by punishment or any other way. Now, AI cannot be held accountable unlike corporations. He said we should treat AI agents like corporations. But the only reason we can hold corporations accountable is because corporations are run by humans. The actions of a corporation are the actions of the humans in the corporation. And if the corporation is to be held accountable, there are humans there who can be deterred, who can be controlled, but AI cannot. So there is no possible reason why we should hold AI accountable. The best thing is to regulate the development of AI. Regulation will prevent the development of bad AI systems that can be malicious. However, assigning AI agents rights is like putting a band-aid on a rotten wound. If the AI agent has already been designed to be malicious, granting it rights will not change that. Granting it rights will not solve that problem. It will not deter the AI. The best thing we can do is regulate it. And when AI agents are regulated, developers create better AI systems that are more safe for everyone. But granting it rights doesn't solve any problem. It only worsens it. Thank you.
1 minute for 34 seconds. 1 minute, 34 seconds.
Can we please give them another round of applause? That was a phenomenal session. That was a phenomenal session, if we do say so ourselves. And wow. Just can we clap for them one more time, please? That was great. AI agents should be treated as legal entities with rights and responsibilities on social media. To the audience, after their arguments and in general with what you understand about AI, how true do you think this is in general? Once again, if you don't volunteer, I'll pick you, just as an aside. But how true do you think it is that AI agents should be treated as legal entities with rights and responsibilities on social media? And I just want to throw back to, for example, Grok can give you information about anything you ask for. But if that information is not fact checked, in a lot of situations, as we've seen, Grok is often wrong. So, is Grok not to be punished for information? Is his creator to be punished for the misinformation? Is he just for show? Does anyone have any opinions? Does anyone want to weigh in on that for a little? Again, I will pick with joy. So let's contribute. Hi. Could you give us your opinion on the topic? AI should be treated as legal entities responsibilities with rights and responsibilities. It's not a debate. So relax. It's a cute talk. We're just talking.
Miss Chinwe. Oh, for me, my opinion on this topic is that I believe that AI should be regulated. Yeah, so reasons being that anything that is not regulated ends up having its own law, ends up misbehaving, should I put it that way. I was saying that AI is one tool that, if not handled with care, bad things. And so many people are using it for malicious all. So regulating these things tends to put it on to ensure that it doesn't um it's not used for bad things and all. So that's just my belief.
Thank you very much, Chinwe. I'm going to come over to this side. Please, what's your name? And can you please give me an opinion on AI agents should be treated as legal entities with responsibilities on social media? Just tell me, do you think that AI should have rights? Do you punished? Do you think that AI should be regulated? Just give an opinion in general. Anything.
Hi, my name is Kalista. I don't, Hi, my name is Kalista. So, I do think they should be punished, but there's no way we can punish them because it's the internet. So yeah, they are often wrong, and like, if it was human beings, we would be punished. But since it's the AI, there's nothing we can do about it.
Thank you very much. And even just a practical example, the other day someone asked Grok to please give him the national anthem, the Nigerian national anthem, and Grok made mention to Arise O Come Patriots and what's that. So I'm just thinking, if you were the Federal Ministry of Defense or whatever, in that situation, would you be ready to punish Grok? Would you want to punish Elon Musk? What's the plan? Oh, can you give us an opinion? You have a person, okay.
Hi, my name is Adora, and I believe that the developers should be held responsible because they are the ones inputting the AI with information. I don't know how correct it is, but there's this thing about how some AI platforms are more politically correct than others. So it shows you that what they give out is what they have been imputed with. So I believe that developers should be held accountable.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sochi Medium. So regarding this issue is somehow complicated, whether they should be granted rights or they should be regulated. I have opinions on the two perspectives. First, whether they should be granted rights. Like my learned friend said, they can be treated as corporations, but the problem there is that corporations has that. Why AI? It just acts on its own. So they have creators, but AI can ask questions, it just generates. It is trained on data. So I think before now, although not in our climb, we have animal rights somewhere in overseas. They are protected. So maybe before their rights are protected, we'll be thinking, are they human beings? What kind of rights could you give to animals? But it is what it is. So let's see how the area develops. And for me, I think it should be regulated. It should be regulated because we have seen that it is humans that develop these things. They train them on data, and But notwithstanding, it also adapt, learn with different data that impute. So maybe depending on the question you ask today, it will give you the same answer tomorrow regarding that question. It stand on both ways. So
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to also say that I think that there are different stratas to the conversation. The first thing is that if you first thing is, so why are you ability personality? It is rather thing in vain. Actually, so the enforce the encroachment or the exercise of that right, then what first place? That is one side to it. The other side is if you look at the advancements to AI that we have today, you find that we are moving more to an angle of things. So where more autonomy to how things actually function. To that extent, you find that what is happening is that the machines are acting independently of input data trained upon, which means that they can be said to be autonomous. Now, if something that I created is autonomous of me, why should I be held responsible for it? And a very good balance or a very good way to exemplify that is the story of the creation of man. The story of the creation the story of the creation of man. When God created man with initial abilities, but then as you grow, you begin to learn that there is thing that there is Biko, there is Bia, there is Wazo. You begin to pick one side. You begin to learn to be a lawyer, to be a computer scientist, to participate in the legal tech bro debates, to be a spectator. Things that you decided independent of God's initial design. And that would also determine where you go to eventually, whether to hell or to heaven, for those who believe in it. Now, the reason you are going to hell or heaven is because you developed input data separate from the initial input data that you were created with, right? And you cannot hold God responsible for your decision to kill somebody, even though God created you. To that extent, can we then say that autonomous machines, AIs, should tie their liabilities to the actions of the initial developers that created them? We are still arguing that till tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who contributed. Um, Judges are currently collating. And before we go on, I just want to ask, who knows what the grand prize is? You don't know. If you know the grand prize, you win another prize. Who knows the grand prize? What's the grand prize, please?
1.5 million.
Who else wants to try? Who else wants to try? It's already giving the exposure, so there's no prize for you. Sorry. Already now, really. Our audience. Okay.
1.5 million naira. 1.5 million naira.
1.5 million naira. Can we please clap for our organizers? These people are money pushers. Clap well, clap well, clap well. 1.5 million naira. That's what is at stake. And we've seen the greats battle it out. I want to just throw it very fancy with an I or an A or nay. Who supports Obadimeji's stance? Just say I or nay. Just I. We're doing it, what's the thing called? We're doing it legislative style. Oh yeah? A or nay, Abadimeji? Yeah? A or nay, Abdugani? Eh? The A's don't have it all. Alright guys, so whilst we're waiting for the judges to collate, we're going to just play a little fact or fiction game. Sorry. Yeah. And to do this, I'm going to call on our guy, Oyindolapo. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Wait, let me get the other mic.
Thank you. Okay, so how many of you know how we do this thing during or how we did it during the preliminaries, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals? Who attended the semifinals? Who attended? No, I can't talk to you. Who attended the semifinals? Ibu didn't attend the semifinals. Interesting. So Ibu attended for the first time. So Ibu came because of what? Because you think that they will share the 1.5 million with you. Okay. All right. We are going to play two games. Games. So, but we'll start with the fact or fiction. So I would call one, then you call the other. Okay. So what you need to do, the organizers of this event, I hope you guys have prizes for the people who win. Rebecca, Miriam, are you going to give prizes to the people who win? Okay, nice. So Miriam will pay the people who win. All right. How much? 100K? Okay. I just want to know. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. So we'll total the points. You total the points. So the person with the highest contribution, highest score at the end of the in 10K is small now. You people should give them money now. Applause for Miriam, our sponsor. All right.
Wait, who's going to be collating?
Okay.
Timekeeper.
That one will be collating. All right. So fact or fiction? You just if this is fact or fiction. Social media has increased political awareness more than any other medium. Yeah. No, you cannot admit. Okay, I'll take it again. Social media has increased political awareness more than any other medium. Fact or fiction. By the way, a rule I forgot to mention, you would have to defend your position. You defend your position. Nobody say you can't chop our 20K. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so fact or fiction? I have a fact. Do you have a fiction? All of you believe in the same thing. So there can be no winner. Oh, you have a fiction? Alright, fact. Okay, let's have facts first. 1 minute.
The large number of events acting in the country is always on the social media. Without the social media, there's no awareness. Without the social media, there's no consciousness. Without the social media, there's no information. So the bulk of information that circulates is on the social media. So political awareness, political what you call hula baloo is all over the social media. So political gangsterism is all over the social media. So the large content of the information we have today is on the social media.
Okay, thank you. Fiction.
Thank you. I think, in as much as social media, it's popular, but you can't say that, especially using Nigeria as a case study, many people have no access to social media, the local communities, the rural communities. That's why during elections, you see the going into the local communities, sensitize them. They are not on social media, but many of the majority of them are not on social media. They don't even have access to mobile phones. So you can't say they have access to
Okay, thank you. I feel like you were debating something else though. You were debating access to social media when it was supposed to be whether social media has increased the awareness. Okay, so your point is that if they don't have the access, you cannot say that it increased. Okay. So who won this round? All right, we're going to go ahead.
By the way, just something I really enjoy about Gen X and baby boomers is their language. He said holla baloo. How many of us still use holla baloo? You guys pick up. Oh. All right, the next one, and this one I think will interest a lot of us. Democracy guarantees the best leadership. Fact or fiction? Once again, wait. This is without context. Nigeria is not in context here. Just generally, democracy guarantees the best leadership. Fact or fiction?
Can I participate?
You,
Oh, okay, sorry.
any fiction?
Facts or fiction? Okay, facts. Don't worry. Don't think because facts won the other time. Fiction.
Fiction,
Oh,
great.
fiction there. Nice.
Let's start with fiction.
Like,
You guys, Mr. Badimeji will win the fact.
no, we'll pick somebody
Okay.
else first this time.
All right, permission to sit. I mean,
Yes,
I can
yes,
stand.
that's-
Okay, thank you. So I think it's fact, but just so that I can play devil's advocate, I will look at it from fiction. So the thing with democracy is that it's the popular leader, the majority, that puts a person in government. Now, the majority doesn't mean that they are the most sanest people. It doesn't mean that they are the best people or the best leaders. It just means that a number of people buy into an ideology. The ideology may be flawed. It may be that they run with a systemic mentality, and then they get there and they pick one of them and their voice is the loudest and they pick somebody and they put the person there. Now, it doesn't guarantee that that person is the best person to lead whatever, whether it's a country, whether it's a company, whatever. It doesn't mean that that person is the best person. It just means that that person is the most popular or has the majority votes, which could also is not a guarantee that that's the right or proper position.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. Facts. Who is representing
Facts.
the facts? No, sir. No, not you. Who is representing the facts? Except nobody. Are you raising your hand? Who's representing? Okay, yeah. So Mr.
I
Why you
think
raising your hand?
very true.
To the best of my knowledge, the concept of democracy simply means whatever decision is taken should be in the interest of the citizens, or probably the majority. Of recent, the president of the US, Donald Trump, he took some decision trying to run out those whom he believes shouldn't be part of the country. And these decisions were so harsh and how do you call it now, strongly advocated for, such that it took members of the parliament to call him to order. They made him understand you can't just make a decision on behalf of everybody. We run a democratic system of government. So we had sat down, the federal parliament had sat down, and we made a decision. So everything which you had said they should go ahead and do was stopped. And that's what democracy is all about. If an individual has the right to decide what should be or what not should be, then everybody is at risk. So democracy.
Thank you. Okay, so can I extend my own listing? Me, I don't think that democracy guarantees the best leadership, to be honest. And I think that there's a preponderance of evidence to support that. And I'm not even saying this to be a devil's advocate. Or at least democracy not in the form in which we practice it. For example, look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. Right? I saw a tweet yesterday that Emmanuel Macron is now extending an olive branch to Burkina Faso. That would not happen in Nigeria, right? Because so that in summary, another thing. Look at the ratio of countries that have grown in the last years that are democracies. How many democracies have grown exponentially in the last years worldwide? How many? Very few. But if you look at what China has done, if you look at what Singapore has done, these are countries that damn democracy. Okay, first. Anyways, but so
Wait, can I, before we move on, can
If you
I
want to-
piggyback off of you guys?
Yeah.
I actually think democracy is so idealistic that it can't be realistically practiced, because the idea of separation of powers makes sense. The idea of the rule of law makes sense. But how prevalent or how possible is the rule of law, separation of powers, when we still have whole entities that have centralized power? For example, if you still have a president, then how exactly is the rule of law meant to be if the president, who is immune, is still like the one who has overriding say in a lot of situations? So I don't know. I think it's very idealistic. I think it makes sense on paper, but it cannot actually practically turn to something positive. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on and on and on and on and on. You also look at it. Fits democracy. Make everybody illiterate. That's all. That's what is happening in Nigeria. Make sure. Eh, yes, yeah, yeah. I agree. And even in America, that they practice democracy. Yeah,
Guys, political gangsters.
yeah. You also talk about it. What is happening in the UK? What's happening? I think it has died down a little bit now. Now it was easy because it was essentially same people, same ideology, same religion. But now you have in France, for example, you have a lot more Muslim population. You have a lot more diverse cultural identities, and then you have a lot of chaos in the environment. That is what happens when there is democracy. You can't try it in China. They just kill all of us. Anyways, all right. So the next one is AI will eventually replace all. I love this one because let me give you a brief. I was at an event yesterday where I spoke, and we had a mini, not a face off, but a mini back and forth between myself and a Gen A. Very, 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 and I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but yeah, very, you know what I'm saying. And my position was something that I would say after you've all answered. And then she was like, no, that will never happen. Right? So I'm interested in seeing what Mr. Badimeji will say. Because it falls in the category of the gen that I'm talking about. Anyways, AI will eventually replace all human jobs, facts or fiction. Are you sure? AI will eventually replace. That one, Gen Z, don't come. Gen Z, do you think that AI will replace our job? Are you serious? Interesting. I want to hear your thoughts. Fiction, Abby.
I believe AI can take the job of the creative mind because AI is not designed for creative thinking. It works based on the creativity of someone who thinks creatively. So it can't take the job of those who are creative. It takes away the job of those who work with their hands or with their brains. Thank you.
Just
That's
that
interesting.
yesterday, OpenAI did something. Who saw
was
it?
just about to say-
Just that.
Give me.
Just that yesterday.
Wait, but I want to hear another
Yeah,
fiction.
I want to hear another.
Another
Is there a
fiction
fact?
opinion.
I will take our jobs. Is there a fact? Wait, is the question? It says AI will eventually replace all. No, okay, no, no, no. Let me tweak it. No, no, no. AI will eventually replace most human jobs. Fact or fiction? Oh, now a fact. Eh?
Okay, so like she actually raised that so basically it's a mostly manual labor that it can replace. I can say that last year I was going for one essay competition. So sorry, one short story writing competition. So I wrote a short story. I was so happy with myself. I posted it on ChatGPT. I said, make this better. Looked and I was embarrassed. I felt like it literally felt like like every year that I spent writing, honing my craft, it felt wasted. It was so crazy. So when you think of the pace at which like technology grows of time, things that you think that AI cannot do, it can do. It can actually do. It is very creative. It's very, very creative. So yes.
Thank you. Do we have any facts?
No, facts
Okay,
now.
Sorry, any other
Any
fiction?
fiction?
Rather.
Okay. I do not think that AI will replace most human jobs, though. I actually do not think so. I think that what is going to happen is that AI is going to reduce the level of human employment. That's what will happen. But I don't think it will replace. AI lacks the capacity to replace humans in the job because replacement means that you know to do it. But what is going to happen? AI is going to make it easier for you to do the thing you currently do, which means that where you should ordinarily have 10 people, what is it? No, no. Most human jobs, no. No.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. I want to hear.
I love this.
Most human jobs, how?
I'll give you an example. So some years back, there was not even AI we used to have like banking agents. Now, AI agents can literally do every single thing. You give it your query, you send your receipt. Literally, that's a customer service job. AI
You are,
has completely
you are,
replaced it.
so again,
And sorry, let me add this point. I recently designed. I wanted to do a logo, and so I watched a YouTube video on how I can use AI to design a logo. Two things. I gave a human person to design the logo, and I gave AI to design the logo, giving him my prompts, telling him everything I wanted. The logo from AI was better, and I'm telling you, like, I will pay for AI logo, replace graphic designer. So it's already existing.
Okay, I just want to react to what you said. AI will take some people's jobs completely because their factories, they don't have workmen in their factories. It's literally robots that are boxing things. Yes, I understand, but you said that it will help humans do their jobs better. I mean, if they incorporate the AI, of course, it will just reduce their labor. But I think that my position is that for some human jobs, it will completely take it away. There are factories that are running with robots. Robots are boxing the items. Robots are categorizing it, and these are things that would have required people to do. So they just employ maybe one or two programmers to make sure that those robots are working as per usual. But every other person who is supposed to be in that warehouse is not there anymore.
yeah, that's where I was going to. That what will happen is I do not, again, very clearly, I do not think that it is going to eradicate most human jobs. I think what is going to happen is that at the core of it, you would have that a lot of these jobs will be done better using AI. And I agree with you. For example, the one job that is particularly at risk is customer service. Right? I think customer service is particularly at risk. Factory workers have been at risk for the longest. Most advanced factories don't even use people again, maybe just one or two, right? Again. So yes, I agree, but I think that again, at the core of it, there will still be a lot of jobs, but you would require fewer people, fewer human employees than you ordinarily used to. So for example, lawyers. Instead of having 10 lawyers in your corporate law department, you just need two. Because you have what's the name of this guy? Law Geek, Harvey, Case Text, and all these guys that can do your job better than you. And why would I hire an NYSC lawyer when I have a Case Text? You that I will still be caring about your mental health. That one doesn't have mental health, only regular upgrades. So yes, who was the winner? We are all winners in Jesus' name. All right, next one.
All right, the next one is that cancel culture is an effective way to hold people accountable. Fact or fiction? Again, I'm going to culture is an effective way to hold people accountable. Fact or fiction?
Cancel culture is an effective way
People
to
accountable.
hold people accountable. Is that a fact? Or if you're able to give me a very logical, I'll decide. A very logical response. No. I'll give you 10K like that. Straight. My salary for a whole month. Straight. No stories. Eh? Cancel culture is an effective way of doing what? Of holding people accountable. This was one of the topics that was debated. Oh, was a topic? Nice. So that you are not. Thank you. Okay, God bless you. Okay. Because I can't be pouring water in the ocean.
Okay, so I don't know. So let me give some context as to why I don't think that anybody can answer this question. Because the person they are canceling has to think it's something that can affect them. So, for example, we have two people. One person has never cared what anybody said. They just went, and that's the principle that they live their life on. There is no amount of canceling that you can cancel that person that will silence the person. But there are other people who are very, maybe they are people pleasers for whatever reason. Maybe they want to feel validated, whatever. So you can use cancel culture against those people. But there are some people that it can never penetrate. So that's why I think that it depends on who is being cancelled.
No, but aggregates, what do you think?
okay, in our world today, I think it has more potential to hold people accountable because there's the trend following that people
There's somebody
do
like
these
me now.
days.
I don't post certain things. Like for example, anything tribal, religious, whatever my opinion, you can never find it. You can even if I'll post it independently. I don't want one mumu. So now take it out of context and say I've always watched this boy. I knew it. So yeah.
It's a very technical question. And again, we shouldn't use Nigeria as a criteria because if we do, we're making a very wrong conclusion. But if we take a look at it globally, I think I would say in a way where we practice democracy and there's freedom of speech, fine, fact. But where in such countries, people are not despised and they are not punished for their utterances because they are free to talk, fine. But if you take a country like us, no. So it's a very
First. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for your contribution. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, before we continue, hi judges, how are we doing?
Judges, are we there?
Are we there?
Okay.
We're getting there.
We're almost there. Okay. We're there now. Okay. So
great.
I have, so I'm going to round this off now. Let me just call the last one. Then I will do the usuals. Then we'll round it off and then we'll go to a person's socioeconomic background. Person's socioeconomic background has a bigger impact. Oh, you cannot hold this in like this. I'm going to pay person. A person's socioeconomic background has a bigger impact on success than their personal effort. A person's socioeconomic background has a bigger impact on their success than their physical effort. Diana. Has a bigger impact on success than their physical impact.
Okay, so I think that maybe I'll just say 2 lines, right? So the first thing is that because of your socioeconomic background, there are some things you can't even aspire to. Maybe because you don't even know they exist. I remember reading one tweet where somebody said that people in Nigeria don't even know they can be astronauts. We are not going to space here, right? So it's it's the truth. So there are some career choices, there are some career paths that you don't even know they exist because of your background.
Do we have any other opinions? Any fiction? Nobody thinks merit can do much.
What she said, but just that because of their of community that their mind up was is a person that not, but you enter the community and they are saying things like, okay, what's his name, Elon Musk is going to opportunity for you to actually get it. I've seen people, about 3 people, they actually have a ticket right now, and once that SpaceX is available, they could actually fly out. So sometimes your effort do take you out regardless of what your socioeconomic.
Thank you. I want to contribute something, then Jones has something. So I think that, again, I think conversation is to be nuanced in the sense that at a certain socioeconomic level, your physical effort is not so consequential. For example, until I went to Banana Island in 2016, I never thought that there were doors that opened without human beings touching them. I never thought so, my guy. I didn't think so, right? Many things, many things that I just look back now and I am positively embarrassed, So, but now, I feel like at a certain level, when you reach some sort of equilibrium You are not exactly poor, you are not rich. Then at that point, your physical effort takes you further than the rest of them. Because, as against what a lot of people tell us, the people who succeed the most are the people who work the hardest. So nobody here outworks the CEOs of the companies where you work. That's a fact. No matter how late into the night you think you work, nobody here works harder than Elon Musk. Nobody. Right? So at a certain point where you are no longer thinking about what to eat, what to sleep, what to take a all those things like that, all those battles that poor people fight, right? Or for example, how to pass an exam that is a problem of a student, right? That at the point when that is no longer your problem, then it's now a battle for how hard you are able to fight. Because the battle then transcends just your physical effort. It's also how you are able to use your physical effort to build your mental effort to eventually get what you want to get. So yes, I think that there's some perspective to it, but I'll defer to our judge.
Hi guys. So I just wanted to chip in because we all agree. I think we all share the same thoughts on this subject. What I wanted to say was this kind of conversation, you have to look at the averages, right? Specific scenarios of exceptions do not make the rule. So if you have someone in your mind who came from a very poor background and is now a billionaire in dollars, that's not a rule, right? That's an exception. The truth is, you want to look at that scenario and say, a very hardworking person from a poor background and a very hardworking person from a rich background. That is when you have the distinction as their socioeconomic background. And you find that almost all the time, the very hardworking person from a rich background, I float a business today and I'm coming from a place where my father has to struggle to pay school fees. And if I make 2 naira, I have 3 brothers I have to send to school. And then there's someone who floats a business today and his father can call one of my first clients, right? He said something to me. The company that I was signing them on for, his dad had given him £30,000 4 times while he was in the UK, and he ruined it. He wasted it. And then his father told him, "I'm going to send you £30,000 now, and this is the last time I'm going to send £30,000 now. So you either take that or come to Nigeria, and I'll get you a job." And then he came to Nigeria, and his dad took him to 4 banks to meet the MDs. And then he spoke with all of them, and dad asked him, "Which one do you prefer?" And he said so. And they got him the job there. And this is what he said to me. He said there was an account he was managing that if not for the grace of God, they would have sacked him because he lost about 50 million naira on that account. But they just gave him a warning. And he said it was the grace of God. And I chuckled because I serve God too, bro. So now the dad said, okay, this banking thing is not working. So he gave him an elevator company. And, he was the sole supplier for that manufacturer in the whole of West Africa. That was my first client. And that was the conversation we were having. And he was just telling me this way that, God is reliable. And the funny thing is, God is actually reliable. But don't use that story to tell me that. Do you understand? So that's what I look at and say, you know what, when you have 2 hardworking people, and then if you flip the story the other way, if you have a very lazy person, right, from a rich background, and you have a very lazy person from a poor background, the consequences are not the same, right? So socio-economic plays a big part. Like the Lakpo was saying, there are some things you will not even aspire to when your mind does not even know that it's possible, right? The problems you're thinking about, you can't even think that some things are actually doable. You get? So that's where I see it from. At the end of the day, it's 2 people are told to fill a drum of water, and then one person has 4 baskets and a well. The other one has to go and find baskets and look for where there is water to go and fill that drum of water. We're not playing the same game.
We're not playing the same game. Please, whose father is rich here and can introduce us to four banks? All right. Thank you so much, Jones, for that. Thank you to everybody who contributed. Before we get there is one 20K that I'm not using that I want to dash somebody. Who won that round, by the way? Nobody won. Don't tell Mr. Abadi Major because I'm biased against you. Who won? Okay, we did not win. Sorry. Thank you so much for contributing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diana, as well, and everybody that spoke. Okay. Who is confident in their debating skills? Who 20K? Have you ever debated in your life? Who is confident in their debate? Who believes that you can take my 20K just like that? 20,500. 20,550. I'm increasing the stakes. 20,570. Jale. 1,006. Who is winning my money? No, I don't understand. Where's the fun? Where's the fun if I tell you what the topic is?
When can the host do it?
No, I don't. Why do you think you have a say in this thing? You know fit debate.
Is it question?
Who? Nobody. No, Mr. I don't like the way you are pointing at me. I'm not really. Who? Nobody. Are you serious? Is the money too small? Should I increase it? 100K? 100K? 150K? People are thieves.
Yeah.
Thieves.
Wait, what
Going.
Who debate? Okay. Organizers.
Okay, actually. Wait, now, let's make the rules. We'll increase the stakes. There can be no winner. There can be two winners. We in. The winner is. I don't know. The only one we are allowed to be fair about is the 1.5. This guy is now. What will make me happy is if they say, very grateful to have listened to all the debaters today, to both debaters today. But you see, sometimes, after careful consideration, there was no victor, no vanquished. That is the only thing that can make me happy. And we hope you try again. We wish you all the very best. And nobody goes on with my money. Anyways, so who is debating? Something simple. If I give the topic, would okay, yes. 20K. Okay, yes, that's true. Come. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Actually, yes. I have a preference for you because you participated in the debate, Esther. Okay. So I need one more person. You know what I'm realizing? Yes. When we were in school, the girls were always the ones that were top in the class. But if I say all the girls were there, and not today like that. 2 boys, 1 girl. Where are the girls? You were just looking at me like that. Looking at me. Looking at. What's going on? I need one more person. Girl or boy. Male or female. I'm choosing my words carefully. Can you see what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Girl or boy. You don't know that it's deliberate. Before man will now raise his hand now. Girl or boy. And I know the ladies. Exactly. I don't like the fact that you're looking at me. I don't like the people I don't want to call, they are here. I don't want to call them. So, girls or boys? You now come and be begging money. I'm giving you free money now. You are not. Okay, so 3 of them. Going 20K. All right. So
20K
you debate
6, so 26. He's covering your transfer expenses.
Where did you add the 600?
It's you that added the 600.
I don't come out. Me where they talk 20K, nobody will vote. Why are you adding the 600?
He will round it up if you do well, though.
Okay. Timekeeper. Judges, so that we are fair. There's my money here. Please, rules of the game. You may decide that nobody won. That's my preference. That is my preference. Right? So 3 different, or let's the same topic, so that it's fair, Abi. Same topic, you pick any side of your choice, and the judges will decide who won this round. 50,600. Please, My GoFundMe link will soon go off just in case you want to contribute to this money that we're about to make. The topic, I'm going to pick one person at random who will give us a topic for them to debate. Right, so that there's no partial. You know now, you're not looking at since.
Topic. Let me think. Okay. Okay. I think the topic is, has social media helped activism or not?
Is that a good topic, George? Very good. Has social media helped activism or not? Ordinarily, I would have done many, many. Should I do okay? Because this guy is my brother, so you would not think I'm cheating. Many, many, more. You know, many, money. How do you complete this? Many. Okay, pick one person. Pick who to start. Don't pick my brother. You are a wicked person.
Thank you very much. Um, my name is Ifeolu Olushesi, and I'll be supporting the motion. Social media has helped activism here. I'm a Gen Z. Right? I feel like social media has helped a lot. Take Very Dark Man, for example. We can see the things that he is doing, how he has helped, how he has been the voices for a lot of people, and okay, and we can see that it helped. It has helped, it has helped bring, fight a lot of injustice, fight scams, and social media is like a place where all of us are united. A place where it brings everyone together, and yeah.
Good day, everyone. Firstly, I would like to ask, what is activism in the first place, right? Since the top social media has social media increased activism, helped activism or not? What do you think activism is? I would like to use the trending is. I would like to use the trending issue, the trending case on the trending case on TikTok now. The girl who was complaining, the woman who was complaining about the issue of the country, how things are not, the NYSC copper basically, right? When she voiced out, there were secretariats, they called her, right? And after going to their offices, while she was with them the next day, some human rights activists, they follow internet. If wasn't on social media, if she not on social media, if she wasn't on social media, basically, the human rights activists wouldn't have come to hear of it or wouldn't have even known in the first place, right? Because social media is very vast. It's a place where you can come and everybody's united, basically. There are several ideas on the internet, right? And in this case scenario, social media has helped the woman and protected her by giving her access to people in human rights, to the human rights activists, basically. Also, I would like to say that social media has also increased activism because, okay.
Sorry, before you speak, the owner of the red Mazda should please go downstairs and repark. If you own a red Mazda, please go downstairs and repark. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
My name is Oguntola Sheolu Adamilare, and I'll be supporting the motion. Social media has helped improve or helped activism. Now, the first thing I would love to talk about is that what activism means, what it entails. Activism is just to protect something, and one of the major thing activism we have in Nigeria is human rights activism. Now, how does social media help improve this? We have seen some cases of people that their human rights have their rights have been tampered, their rights is not respected, and when they come, they talk about it. We as Nigerians, for example, we come, we talk about it, we share it, and everybody sees it. Now, in that way, it makes people know what is wrong and how that person's rights has been tampered, and it will bring out freedom fighters to talk on this thing and say, okay, leave this person, leave this person. In another way, it has also helped increase or improved democracy. Now, years back, I would say from 2020 to now, that is when Nigerian youths have been awakened to many things that is going on in the country. Though some of us know, but some of us who are not readers, we just came to know about them online. So from that 2020 till now, we see from the NSAS protests, from the Twitter ban, and so on and so forth. The only reason why we all knew about it was because it was on social media. If it was in a book, how many of us would say we want to read it inside book? It's not possible. So it has helped improved activism in democracy. It has helped improve activism in access to basic amenities such as healthcare and so on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Judges, no winner? Judges, no winner? Thank you so much. All right, you guys can go. Oh, oh, shit, man. Shit. Please give them. Okay.
I think with the second and the third person, I think they had like interesting points. But in terms of like points, the second, in terms of delivery, the third. So I think I'll hand over to Jones to let us know which one is more important to him, whether delivery or points.
Okay, so I'll slightly disagree. I think the second person, you said had points, right? I agree, had points. Third person had delivery, but also had points, right? So I'll give the person that had both delivery and points as the winner.
Thank you so much.
Third person.
Are you sure you were fair? Okay, congratulations. This shake, do you know how many people want to shake me? It's more than 1 million. Congratulations. You came to embarrass me.
Thank you, guys.
Judges, are you guys ready now? Okay, so
thank
you, Bukumi. Yes.
Sorry, can we please give a round of applause for our judges? If you watch the debate, you know that they had a very gargantuan task.
Okay, so
Hi everyone. Yeah, I think I'll just go straight to the meat because of time. And first, both debaters, great work. I think you guys did your research and came to put them out in a very interesting way. The topic itself was one that was quite tricky, but the questions, the debate topic was quite tricky, and I think everyone will agree with me that we're really eager to see how the points would be set out and how like the debaters would debate the point. For me, I was quite interested in how both the first and second speaker the research of both the first and second speaker. I think they did their research, and they came up with really interesting arguments. But the other thing we need to also consider is the judging criteria. Right, we can't go beyond our remit. We can't go beyond the scope of what we're being asked to judge and the marks that are allocated for different judging criteria. And I think one thing that was quite different in terms of how I scored, and I think other judges can say the same, is how it was delivered. The delivery was important to us, right? You can have great points, but you must put out that point in a very coherent and interesting way, because that's a good point of debate, right? And the first speaker, I think we can go into the meat of the first and second speaker, right? Yeah. So I was very impressed with the second speaker on delivery. I think most of those points were delivered in a very interesting way, and we could follow the structure of the argument. In terms of how the research that went into like the debate, it was great that I saw us citing like